to show you once again how to get that pesky mascara off your eye, only if you've made a mistake. So let's say you just did your shadow, everything's good, you put your mascara on and it smudges. I showed this in my last video, but in case you didn't see it, it's real easy. You take one of these brushes. The intention is for the, I believe, the eyebrows, but it has oh so many uses. And I like to take a nice, fresh, clean one, and all you have to do is that. It's the nice, thick bristles that really get that mascara off your skin. And I just did that mascara, I just smudged it so it was wet. You don't have to wait for it to dry. Isn't that nice? Little trick number 2. I have a turned down smile, which means naturally it comes down, makes me look sad. Trick, look. Ta-da! What is that, Donna? Believe it or not, I use this brush. It's the same brush I use on my eyebrows, same product that I use on my eyebrows, and I do this. I open up, I create a little line. Ta-da! Instead of my lips turning down, they turn out. You can even go up, and then your lip will turn up on the outside corners. So you want to blend that in too. That's why I prefer to go straight out, because if you're not blending it, if you curl it up on the end and you're not blending it in, it's gonna look funky. Ta-da! Turn that frown upside down. Now I get my girlfriends wanting me to do face contour. I know my hair is a hot mess today, but I don't really care. I got something special to show you with my hair, and you're gonna love that. But let's talk about nose contour, cheek contour, jawline contour. Now, you can use creams. I like these Fenty. They're magnetic, so they all stay together. I like the Mocha for myself. Seems to be a good color. You want to make sure it's the right color for you. If it starts to look ashy, that's not the right color for you. This color is too ashy for me. I'm going to put it on my hand and sort of show you the difference. By ashy, I mean it has like a pink tone to it. Do you see the difference in those two? This one is ashy. Doesn't work for me. I have to use this one. Okay? That's the difference. So, I'm going to put this one aside. And you can also use powder if you prefer, or you can use a cream and then put a powder on top of it. It doesn't really matter. It just depends on what you want to do, the intensity you would like to get. I will use a bronzing powder like this. Look at that. You can see, where is it? Where did it go? Ah, I'm a soda addict. Yes, that's my soda. I love Coke. I love Diet Coke. Anyway, you'll always see me with a cup of Diet Coke. This is Park Avenue Princess by Tarte, Amazon Clay Collection. I like it. It works well for me. So I'm going to try that as well. The tools you use really make a difference as well. Now there's 2 techniques as far as the nose goes. So we'll focus on that later. Right now, let's focus on the jawline. I'm going to use, for the jawline, a powder. Just going to go ahead and pick up some powder here. Now you don't want to do it on the actual jawline. You want to do it just below. So wherever you would like it to be, take your finger and push in. Okay? So that's where you're going to apply the contour. So it's going to be just under. And that's how you get a nice shadow. Oh, you can see that already. You see that? You got to blend it in though. Don't forget to blend it in. Remember, do the finger where you want it. Okay, so then I would do right below that area. just above your finger. So if I do that, perfect. Okay. And then you want to blend it in. I like to use a bigger brush, more of a blending brush. I like this one. Back here, blend it in really good in light strokes, folks. Remember, when I say blend it in, I don't mean make it disappear. I make that mistake sometimes. I blend it way too much. And suddenly, look, you have nice contour. Ooh, gotta love it. Same thing with the cheeks, same thing with the nose. Now for the cheeks, I'm gonna go ahead and use the cream. I already have some on. I don't know why I'm doing this, but do you see I'm not going past the apple? And I'm staying right, same technique, man, with the finger. Where do you want it? Right, where is it? Right there. Right there. So that's where my finger is. Perfecto. Blend it in. I'm gonna use, it's easier to blend when you're using a brush that already has foundation on it. I like to put my foundation on with a brush. So this brush already has some foundation on it. It's already designated for sticky. And ta-da, look at that, cheekbone. Now remember, when you're contouring, it's a contrast of light and dark. So you can add to this by putting on a little light. I'm going to use the cream stick and I'm going to go right underneath what I just did. Okay, you can even go down a little bit. You can go toward the mouth. My mouth turns down, so I like to do that to kind of make that area lighter. When it's lighter, it brings things out. When it's dark, it makes things recede. And I don't want people to see my lips go sad. I feel like I'm all over the, oh, I forgot I had this on my hand. I feel like I'm all over the place with this, but you can use a sponge or you can use your fingers and bring that right in. It's good to warm it up with your fingers. But you see how I'm getting now that nice line? Love it. Now I'm going to use a sponge. It's a little bit moist, not a whole lot, just enough to do the trick. Okay. There. Now that's what you call snatched. I can also bring that up here. Down on my chin gets red, or it is red, but it gets even redder throughout the day when I'm on my phone, when I'm eating, hands to my face, whatever. So I like to make sure I do conceal that area by putting some highlight there. Okay, look at that. Ooh, girl. Ooh, girl. And then you just soften it up depending on how much you want. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Love it. Okay, we're not going to do both sides. No one cares about that. I'm not going anywhere, and this is just a demo for you, okay? Now, let's get to some other places. Some people do like to put the stick or the powder up here in the hairline. You know what? I have such a small face that doing that really doesn't serve me much of a purpose. So I don't do that for demonstration purposes. I'll be happy to show you. You put it right at the, you know, the hairline here, and then brush it out. Don't make it disappear, but just blend it in. Remember, in order to have good contrast, it's a combination of dark and light, okay? So don't get crazy with going dark with the contour without contrasting it with some light, okay? Nice and subtle. I saw a video today of a girl and she had a round face. So she would actually put her contour here and then kind of bring it down like this, which I thought was amazing because you're creating a shade here. And if you have a wide face, that's awesome because now you're creating a fabulous cheekbone. Don't get too intimidated by makeup. I know it's a lot, but it is actually very simple. The hard part is when you're trying to do it on other people because you have to really know the face that you're working on, little nooks and crannies. My face, the shape, the structure is very different from anyone else's face. We're all unique. Get to know your face and you'll be glad you did. I'm sure you're gonna ask, where does the blush go? I'm gonna show you. Woo! Orgasm blush, yeah. And the blush now is going to go on the cheekbone. Remember, the contour is under. The blush is on the cheekbone. Don't go heavy and don't you dare come down here. Okay, so just on the cheekbone. Okay? Okay, okay. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. All right, now let's highlight the cheekbone. This is the exciting part. I get a little carried away sometimes with this stuff. I like to use a brush like this. And they have all kinds of glow kits, they call them. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills. We are going to take a little bit. I think these darker colors are nice, but a little dark for my skin color. So I like to maybe use this one, mix it with that one, blow on it. And now you're gonna go right here with the highlighter, okay? Light-handed, how you hold the brush has a lot to do with your application. Look at that. Ooh, love it. Girl, I always put a little right here above my Cupid's bow. Love it, love it, love it. You can put some right here. I have a tendency to get carried away, so let's stop there. I don't want to glow up too much. Okay, let's get to the nose contour now. I'm going to use this same dark color that I like. I'm going to use this brush. Do you see how skinny that is? And do you notice it fits perfectly right there? I can also use the powder that I had, the bronzing powder. Do the same thing and put it right there. Okay? If I use this cream, I would probably end up using this is a synthetic fiber brush. So it has more of a coat on it, and it's specifically for creams. And then I would just get some on there and then go right down here. So this is where you want to go. I have a very tiny face, so I can't go crazy. But if you have a normal sized face and you have a lot of real estate to work with, you can take some of this, put it on here, and go all the way up into here if you want, creating a nice elongated shape along the side of the nose. Always do this right by the nostril. Why? Because it brings it in like Michael Jackson. You know, he had that little pinch at the end. That's exactly what we're doing. Okay, now I'm not doing this right because I was going to use a powder and I ended up using this cream because I started to show you. But oh well. There is no right or wrong in makeup. It's just whatever works for you. And you want to kind of stop that line, like right there. Because then, it's so hard to look in the camera and do this. I've not really done this before. Because then you have like a stopping point. So bizarre. There. Okay, subtle, subtle. If you do too much, it's harder to blend that in and make it look natural, but if you're subtle, then it's not such a big deal, okay? Right, so you can kind of see that, right? We have not blended it in. See that? Let me just do this on this side. See, I got it in the right place. That's good. And I'm going to try to brush it out since I don't have the cream product on here. I'm just going to use it like this. And there is another way of doing this that is a whole lot easier. And I got it from Instagram, Nikki Tutorials. She's wonderful. And she threw that out there and I was like, ooh, that's good. Okay, so we've got the dark. Now we got a contrast with the light, correct? So you can do some of this. Remember we did the eyebrow area. I'm gonna put some right here on the bridge of your nose and then right here on the tip. Okay? Forgot to blend in under here. Okay, now we just gently, you can even use your fingers if you want, blend that in. I should probably use my sponge. Let me get it a little wetter. Okay. So this is creating the light. Sorry, I'm wearing jangly bracelets. Okay. Now once you use a cream and you put powder over it, that's it, it's done. And it can get a little ashy, so just be careful if you're mixing powders and creams. Be careful of the order you're doing it in. Remember, we gotta do that side of the nose. Ooh, look at my little nose. My precious little nose. Once again, we take that highlighter and do that. Snatch. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, now the other way of doing the nose contour, I'm just putting makeup on top of makeup. I'm so lazy, this is how I do. Okay, so take your bronzer in your preferred shade that's good for your skin tone and just put it all over your nose. Okay, this is the other step, the easy step I was telling you about. I got this from Nikki Tutorials. She's pretty famous. She's pretty smart. She knows her stuff. And you just put it all over your nose like that, okay? Remember, contrast light and dark. Guess what we're gonna do? Contrast light and dark. This is a concealer that's really, really light. It's too light for my face, so I use it to add to my nose contour, okay? Now, let's try to stay in a straight line. You remember, you're trying to catch the light. All right. Now that's snatched. Whoop! But here's the thing. You want to use powder kind of on the sides there and just make sure everything's blended in properly. I'm using this, I love this, the Tarte Amazonian clay products. This powder is very, very fine. It's a white powder. And I do like it a lot. It's easy to work with. I'm gonna do that just to blend it in and to set my under eye highlight. You would do concealer first under your eye and then you do highlighter. Okay, they're different. But here's the thing. I don't have dark under eye circles, so I just use this as one, a concealer and a highlighter. I do have this in a lighter color, this color, So, you know, you might want to have 2 concealers, one that matches your skin and then one that's lighter. Okay, the one that matches your skin would be great for cover up for like a pimple or a bruise, something like that. Okay, and let's set it and forget it. I feel like I'm doing an infomercial. Remember, we did some of that on the side, and then we put some there. Okay, look at that nose. Love it. Love it. Go back and touch up things that you don't like or things that don't look right. But I think this last technique with the nose, where we're putting the powder all over the nose and then just taking the white highlighter or concealer, it's all the same, and putting that right exactly where the sun would shine down on you, I think is really the easiest step of the whole process. So did we cover everything? The jawline we did here. We did here. Oh, you can do it around your lips too. Did you know that? If you want to make your lips bigger. Okay. I can't get over my hair. You know, when I used to do my videos, my positive, motivational, transformational videos, I always made sure my hair was done. But, you know, we're in quarantine. Who cares? And it's so freaking hot today. It's in the 90s. So this is as good as it gets. But I have a secret. I have a secret. It's coming soon. I'm so excited. Anyway, let's talk about putting on bright lipstick. Bright lipstick is kind of sketchy because once you find the right color, when you put it on, things can go terribly wrong. All right, so this is a beautiful red color, actually. You should have a matching, beautiful lip liner, okay? Don't forget that step, very important. Once again, I have those turned down frown, so I go all the way to the corner with my lip liner, but not on the top. See how I stopped there? But I am going all the way to the end on my lips. Uh-oh. Got a little cray-cray there. On way out. Way the F out. Oh, well. This is so hard to do looking in a camera. Anyway, okay. Put that to the side. Take your product, okay? Pat it on. And use your finger. Doing this is not going to do you any favors. You can be a little bit messy with this when you're patting it in. I also think it's a whole lot prettier when you pat it in. The color is more of a matte. Did you notice it sort of changed colors a little bit? You're blending it with your lip liner. To be honest, this is a Bloody Mary. That's the name of this. NYC. I love their stuff. They have really good stuff. Really cheap too. And then the lip liner I used is also NYC, NYX. And it's called, where is it? Plush Red. But you can see they're very similar in color, and that's great. Sometimes you can do like a hot pink with a red or vice versa, shake it up a little bit. But you see that's much better than just putting it on, and it just is more natural looking. It's going to settle in your lips better. You're not going to have that feathering. By the way, let's talk about that. How do you get rid of the feathering on the lips? Oh my God, this video could go on forever, right? You've got to have one of these handy dandy brushes. Remember, it's got like synthetic, but it has like a coating on them, and it's for creams in particular. So you would take your foundation, you can also take your highlighter, and you would just simply line your lips like this. So hard to do without a mirror but looking into a camera. But you get the idea. And by outlining the lips, you're providing a natural border. Also, if you made any mistakes, you would want to do this, and it would clean everything up. But this makes it look more natural. It's not going to settle in any of those smoker lines or anything like that. Ta-da! So rock the red lips. They're sexy. My big thing that I like to do lately is to do a real subtle eye, maybe lots of lashes, lots of mascara, but just a very light neutral eye, and then a bright lipstick. It looks so pretty. Try it. You're welcome. That was tip number, what, 100? I've got so many. I could sit here all day, but you know what? I got to do something else. Have fun. Enjoy the tips, and we'll see you in a week.